And here we go on this very, very hot, muggy Monday evening in the city. We are live and we are local, and it is 6 o'clock, which means it is time for an all-new Real Talk Memphis. I am your program host. My name is Chip Washington. Glad to be in your company this evening. And, man, I don't need to tell you or anybody else out there about the weather and how challenging it has been the last couple of days in terms of heat. We are under, when I say we, Memphis and Shelby County are under an excessive heat warning. Not a watch, a warning. I think the high today might have been 95, maybe 96, but I know at one point a little earlier this evening I checked and the heat index was about 115. So this is very dangerous heat. It's a very dangerous environment. You don't need to be outside long to be negatively affected by all of this. We are going to see a very slow cool down this evening, and again, closer to 100 degrees tomorrow, which means the heat index will be anywhere between 110 and 115. So again, the caution continues in all of this. Stay hydrated. If you have to be outside, drink plenty of water. And, of course, if you are doing things outside and you work up a pretty good sweat, you might want to have some Pedialyte or some Gatorade close by, because that helps to replenish what your body sweats out, especially during these extreme heat moments around here. Now, I'm told that weather-wise things start to change a little bit on Wednesday, meaning there's a front that moves through here. However, it won't drop the temperatures a whole lot, maybe into the low 90s, cut the humidity just a little bit. But you know what? At this particular point in time, we will take what we can get. So, my best advice for you right now is just hang out. You might as well just stay at the house and stay cool and comfortable under the AC and check out this show however it is you check it out, on your favorite streaming device or on the radio or, here on social media. You can watch it on Facebook Live, the whole 9 yards. So I sort of led into how you can find this fine piece of radio broadcasting, but it bears repeating. You can find us now live on the radio, 91.7 FM. That will be WYXR. You can also find us on the WYXR app. We are on the TuneIn app. We are live streaming the show tonight, so if you choose to do so, you can check us out on Facebook Live. And when the show posts in a day or so, you can go to wherever it is. Well, you can find us on YouTube. That's one thing for sure. And wherever you get your podcast, if you're a podcaster, and we are a podcast, by the way, you can go to your favorite podcast platform and you can find Real Talk Memphis. So check it out. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. I think you might like it. Anyway, in terms of the guest list this evening, we're going to get into a few different areas. First things first, early voting has begun. I'm sure you know that by now. I know that there are a few of you out there who have voted early. It goes until this Saturday, early voting, because the election is next Thursday. So we're going to be talking about that with the Shelby County Election Commission. She oversees the election process. Her name is Linda Phillips. She'll be joining me in just a couple of minutes. Give us some early numbers as to how many folks have voted and any of the particulars that you might need to know before you go to the polls. A little bit later on, we'll be talking about education. Speaking of education, the faculty and staff of all of the Memphis City and Shelby County schools, their summer vacation is over. They went back to work today. So it starts today, getting the classrooms ready, getting the schools ready for the kids who will arrive 1 week from today. Kids are back in school next Monday. We will be speaking with Dr. Henry Jones. He is a community and education advocate and an organization that basically is concerned about the future education of our young people. We got lawsuits flying back and forth from the school board to the state of Tennessee. We have an oversight committee, and everybody's trying to figure out, who's going to be in charge of what and what effect this has, if any, on our young people. Well, Dr. Jones will be joining me at the bottom of the hour to talk about an organization that he has founded and what their mission is in terms of educating our young people. And in the second half hour, a little bit later on, Robert Gordon. Now, folks, this radio station may know him. He has had a show here on the air. I don't know if he's on now, but he is an author. He is a filmmaker. He's produced 8 feature documentaries. He's won Grammy Awards. He's won an Emmy Award. Well, he's got a new project out that made its debut here at Crosstown the other night. Robert Gordon will be in studio with me a little bit later on to talk about this project, why it was important for him to do it, and what we can expect. So there you go. That's a good, nice rundown. Some various topics of conversation tonight. Sit back, relax, kick it, and enjoy. Now, we always like to celebrate birthdays here because birthdays are important. And if you were fortunate enough to make the current trip around the sun, well, congratulations to you. But how we do it here is a little thing I like to call the shout out. But I can't do that until I say, hit it, Brent. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to the following folks. Jerry Gardner, friend of mine. Happy birthday to you, Jerry. Happy birthday to Derek Alston. Pamela Dotson celebrating her birthday today, as is Chiquita White, Dee Harris, Annette Bryant, and Mia Walker, all celebrating birthdays on this fine, hot day. From all of us here at Real Talk Memphis, first and foremost, happy birthday. I hope that this day has been filled with fun and laughter and celebration. And you had some cake and ice cream and some balloons and, all that nice stuff. From all of us here, we appreciate you. We appreciate you being here. And we look to have you around, or we look to be around next year when you celebrate your next trip around the sun. Thank you, Brent. All right, let's take a quick look at some news and notes of this evening. As I mentioned at the top, early voting has begun. And as of Saturday, I think, we have seen 31,700 or so folks who have voted, early voting so far. It's a pretty good number, pretty decent. We could do better. And hopefully, we will do better. There is one more week this week of early voting. We will be talking with Linda Phillips at the Election Commission in just a couple of minutes to talk a little bit about all of that. Again, there are 26 locations that you can go to now. That's a good thing about early voting. And the primary election, as I stated, is next Thursday, August 6th. You can always go to shelbyvote.com for more information. As I mentioned at the top, faculty and staff of Memphis and Shelby County Schools back to work today. Their school year has started today, getting the classrooms ready, getting the schools ready for the students who return next Monday. We still don't have a decision in terms of the next step in the process of this temporary restraining order from the lawsuit that was filed by the elected school board members along with the county commission against the state of Tennessee for their oversight committee that they selected to oversee the functions of all of our school districts. That has been put on hold for right now. So we're waiting for a judge to make a determination as to what happens next. If there's a winner in all of this, if the oversight committee will have a place on this board, if the school board, who is right now doing their work because there's nothing stopping them from doing that. So it's still confusing for a lot of folks, and we'll have to wait and watch and see how all of this thing shakes out. And again, I mentioned this at the top. There's an extreme heat warning for all of us here in Memphis and Shelby County. These temperatures are no joke. We're about 100 degrees real temperature. Depending on where you are in West Tennessee, your heat index could be anywhere from 110 to 115 to even 120, depending on where you are. So please, ma'am, please, sir, pay close attention. Don't be outside for extreme periods of time. And more importantly than that, check on folks. There are a lot of folks out there who need to be checked on. Make sure that they're doing okay, especially the seniors. Make sure that they have air, they're cool, they're comfortable, and everything like that. We always, me, and my big message is we need to take care of each other. Get out of self and see who else needs some assistance, and by all means, give it. Okay, how about that? So let us take our first break of the night, and when we come back, we will kick this show off. We'll talk about this election process that is happening here in Memphis and Shelby County. This is Real Talk Memphis. I am Chip. I should think by now you know who you are. Let's take a break. We'll be right back.
Back to more Real Talk with Chip Washington.
And welcome back to Real Talk Memphis on this Monday evening. Chip with you, and glad you are with us this evening. Okay, we have a big election that is coming up. I think we've heard a lot about it. We've heard enough about it. Lord knows we're seeing a lot of commercials and campaign flyers and ads and everything else from folks who want your vote. But we need to make sure that we have some official information about all of this so you can become an informed voter. And for that duty, I've invited Linda Phillips from the Shelby County Election Commission. She oversees this entire process, and she's joining us now on Real Talk Memphis. Linda, it's great to see you. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing all right. So, okay, now, the process has started, and folks are starting the early voting process. Do you have what are the latest numbers in terms of the total amount of folks who have voted so far?
Well, through Saturday, we'd had 40,859 people cast their ballots.
Wow.
Yeah, that's an sizable increase over 2018, which was the most equivalent year in terms of the number of open seats. At this point in time, we'd had 32,472 vote. So that's a pretty hefty increase.
Yeah, that's about 7,000-8,000. Yeah, that's pretty good. People are paying attention to all this process. Now, you're obviously the information center in all of this, and we'll talk about how folks can find out, answer questions. You all can answer questions for them in terms of locations and a lot of other things. So you told us over 40,000 folks have gone to the polls so far. Is it in terms of the number of Democrats and Republicans? Do you have a breakdown on that?
Yes. We've had 27,009 Democratic ballots pulled, 13,450 Republican. And then, of course, because this is a general election for county offices, people don't have to declare a party in order to vote for county offices. And we've had 400 general election ballots.
Okay. So sounds like right now almost 2-1 in terms of the number of quote unquote Democrats that have voted versus Republicans. Let me ask you a question. Is this a general trend? I was having a conversation about this with somebody today. Is it usual that the Democrats generally do most of the early voting in some of these races, or does it depend?
Well, it depends, I think, a lot on the election. Shelby County, of course, obviously is a Democratic county for the most part. So, yes, you're going to see more Democrats vote than Republicans. But again, it depends a lot on the election. Voters vote when they think, there's something that they want to speak out about.
Yeah, and would you say on election day itself that is when we see, because I was doing a little bit of work on the history perspective on this, that we see a lot more Republicans hit the polls on election day? Would you say that would be an accurate statement?
Yeah, I was going to say somewhat, but again, it varies a lot. We have people who are firmly committed in both parties to only voting on election day, which is Thursday, August 6th, by the way. So.
Right. And so a lot of folks wait until that day. Now, I would imagine because of the length of depending on where you live, these ballots are pretty long. I mean, I live in the suburbs, so my ballot wasn't that long. I did early vote last week, but these ballots are long. I mean, did somebody? I think somebody told me 5 pages, something like that. I mean, can you tell me? I mean, how many, the number of pages that are involved in all of this?
Now, most ballot voters only have 2 pages.
Okay.
The 5 pages stems from the early voting sample ballots where all 13 commission races are on your ballot, for example.
Okay.
All of the Tennessee House districts are on that sample ballot. But on your individual ballot, you've only got one Tennessee House district and one commissioner district. So just looking at the sample ballots pasted to the wall of early voting isn't going to give you a good picture.
Okay. Well, that's very interesting in and of itself. Thinking about, the dynamics of this election, the importance of this election, as you said, we got people running in everything is on the table here. I mean, from the sheriff to the mayor to all of the half the school board, all of the county commissioners, so many other seats. It really does pay. And I've heard you say this before, but I want to emphasize it again on this show. The importance of people doing their homework, paying attention, doing their research on these individuals who are running for these various offices. It does really make a difference, does it not?
Absolutely. Yeah, voters, they need to decide what candidates align most closely with the values they hold dear. And your local candidates, they have a lot more impact on your life than, say, who's the president. Because realistically, your local people, they set your tax rates, they set your school budgets. I mean, there's a lot of things that they do that have a direct impact on your life.
I think that's a message that I don't know that translates to a lot of people. They don't really think about that. The local folks are the ones that make the laws, that decide these things. The front line folks versus the other folks in all of this. It's interesting that you said, and you've been doing this for a long time now, and when you said that there were over 40,000 folks who have casted votes so far early, I think it speaks to people paying attention. I mean, you see this, every day. I mean, people seem to be paying a bit more attention to this election and what could come from it.
I do see a lot of interest in this election, so I'm hoping that everybody gets out and votes because it's important.
So, in terms of your office and in terms of the machines and everything, everything functioning well, you guys are ready. Your poll workers are ready. I mean, your folks that work at the polls and everything. How are you feeling about things as we continue this process of early voting until we get to the general next week?
Well, I'm feeling pretty good. I mean, our ballot tests, we've done extensive end-to-end testing of the election equipment, and it's functioning perfectly. And, we really haven't had any problems. So,
in terms of people understanding and learning now because of the District 9 split, it went from 1 to 3. I think it's very important for folks. We talk a lot about this, about understanding what district you may be in now. You might live in a district, but you might vote in another district or whatever. So it's important for people to understand and know where they live in terms of the district that they live in, and they can always find out that information from your office, correct?
Well, yes, and they can do it on shelbyvote.com. Mm-hmm. Right there on the homepage, there's a banner at the top that says redistricting. Click on that, and there's a district locator. You put in your address, and it'll tell you if your congressional district has changed and what it is. So that's an important resource. And again, if you don't have internet access, you can give us a call at 222-1200. Again, that's 222-1200, and we'd be glad to help you.
I don't even know if this is the fair question, but in terms of some of these elections, but this one in particular, this is a big deal. Any idea? I guess you wouldn't have any idea. I guess it depends on how many people vote on election day, how long it would be before you get results. You know how, we have 10 o'clock newscast and we may or may not have it. But I guess that all depends on the crowd. Am I correct?
Yeah, I was going to say anybody who is still in line at 7 o'clock on election day is allowed to vote, no matter how long that takes. And I can't release any results until the last person has finished voting. So assuming that, they've finished by, if there's people in line till 10:30, I'm not going to put anything out from early voting until they've finished voting.
What you,
And then the
no, go
big
ahead.
thing in Shelby County is we're so big, the results have to come to our office. And in some areas of the county, your polling place is 45 minutes from our operations
Oh,
center.
wow. Okay.
So it takes a while to get all this stuff in.
So what you say? So people need to be patient, obviously, and I think the point you just made, which needs to be emphasized, is if you are in line at a polling place at 7 o'clock, you have the right to stay in that line and for as long as it takes until you cast your vote. Correct? I want everybody to understand that.
Absolutely, that's correct, Chip. Yes.
Yeah. Well, this is the biggie here, and we'll be watching and waiting like everyone else is. But obviously, we urge folks to go out and exercise their right to vote. As you said, if they have any questions at all, they can go to your website and give us that website address again, Linda.
It's shelbyvote.com, and then you can get all the information you need under the elections tab, list of election day polling places, early voting schedule and locations. There's 26 early voting sites, and you can vote at any one of them.
Right.
But if you wait until election day to vote, you have to vote at your correct precinct. So they're not interchangeable. You only have one correct place to vote. So just make sure you know where it is.
Absolutely that. Well, listen, Linda, it's great to have you on. It's great to get this information out with folks who might be listening to the broadcast right now and who started fiddling around and trying to figure out where they're going to go and what they're going to do. You guys are ready. The numbers look good so far. We just encourage folks to continue that trend. Linda Phillips, ladies and gentlemen, from the Shelby County Election Commission. She oversees all of this and does an amazing job at it. Linda, thank you so much. And we will talk to you again soon.
Okay, well, thank you for having me.
Absolutely that. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's a good snapshot right there. I hope you were paying attention to what she talks about, because everybody's been talking about voting and everybody's been talking about how important all of this is. It is extraordinarily important. And it seems to me that about 40,000 plus of you think it's important too. You have already gone to the polls, as she stated. That's a healthy number. That's healthy. That's a bigger number than what they could compare to in 2018. So good job so far. The job is not done. You can early vote every day this week up until Saturday. So get up off your rusty dusty if you haven't done so, and go to one of 26 polling sites out there and cast your vote. And we really appreciate her coming on the show to talk a little bit about them. Go to shelbyvote.com and click on the elections tab, and that will get you what you need and where you need to go and do it. Keep doing it, Memphis and Shelby County. Not bad so far. Not bad. Let us take a break. And when we come back, we will continue the broadcast. We're going to shift gears and talk a little bit about education. Yeah, school is just about to start. It's right around the corner. And what's going to happen as to who is actually going to be the leaders of our school district. We'll talk about that with our next guest. This is Real Talk Memphis. I'm Chip. Hang in. We'll be right back. Hey, welcome back to Real Talk Memphis on this Monday evening. Chip with you. And education. That word, education, is a big, big, big deal. And there has been a lot of conversation about education and how we achieve better, how we do better, how we work better, how we produce better for our young people. And that has been top of mind. Of course, many of you are aware that the state of Tennessee put together what they like to call an oversight committee to oversee the process of the day-to-day operations of the Memphis and Shelby County School District and the elected officials who are in seat now. Well, that board, the elected board, decided to file a lawsuit along with the county commission against the state of Tennessee to stop this whole issue of this takeover board or oversight board or whatever term you choose to overlay on it. And they were issued a temporary restraining order. So right now, The elected board is still doing their due diligence, their daily duties, their weekly duties in terms of getting ready for another school year. And the oversight board is waiting to find out what happens with them. Well, my next guest is a community organizer. He's in these streets, man. He's an education advocate as well. And he's formed an organization called Together for Students. And I'm happy to welcome him on the show to get his input on some things. Please welcome to the show, Dr. Henry Jones. And Dr. Jones, it's good to see you, man. Welcome to Real Talk.
What's up? What's up, everybody? What's up, Memphis? Thanks for having me, bro.
So listen, first and foremost, tell me about this organization, Together for Students, why you organized it, and what your focus is going to be with it.
Yeah, so to be honest with you, I like to just think of Together for Students as something that happened organically. Started in a one-to-one conversation over dinner. I was speaking with a parent who's 25 years old, graduated from Memphis City School, valedictorian in her class, and now she have a 5-year-old daughter. And during that conversation, she just started to lash out how she was frustrated with things the school board was doing. And so in that very moment, we decided to turn that individual conversation into a group setting. And so we started to host small group gatherings all across the city at places like exactly over in Whitehaven or Broadway Pizza, where we were just bringing 5 to 10 people together to talk about education. And during that time, we didn't have a name. Through that process, we created the name and started to build an agenda. And so now we have a primary focus of 3 things. We really want to raise the quality of classroom instructions, expand access to high-performing schools, and we also want to build a support system or ecosystem to support every school, every kid. So I currently have a kid that has autism. He's 5 years old. He's nonverbal, but he's a super learner. And so we want to not only think about, we want to really think about all kids.
So in all of this, and what you said about the parent that you met initially, and the frustration in terms of where the board is now in terms of the educational quality of the students, as I stated at the top of the show, we're 1 week away. School starts next Monday, and there has been a frustration from a lot of folks in the city, parents, concerned citizens, other folks like yourself, with the quality of education that their children are receiving. Do you find that to be the case? Are you running across more folks who are frustrated and want to see something better happen in terms of this?
100%. And I would just add, I think at the end of the day, like parents like myself, we really don't care about the court battles. Um, like I said, I have a son that's nonverbal that has autism, and school starting in the next few weeks. I have to make one of the hardest decisions in my life. And so, really, parents like myself, we care about safe schools, we care about good leaders, and we care about academic growth. And so, through the platform that we're growing, those are things that we're trying to actually like push.
So, in having said that, I made reference to the fact that there is an appointed school board by the state of Tennessee of 9 individuals who have been tasked with running the school district, basically the day-to-day operations of the Memphis and Shelby County schools. On its face, do you think we are at the place here in our city, in our community, that we need an oversight committee to handle things? What's your take on that?
So to be fully honest with you and transparent, like we really don't support in the sense of like the local school board or the state appointed board, right? We just support accountability. But one thing that we do know is that local elected leadership aren't being held accountable now, right? So no one is holding them accountable. It's currently the county is funding the lawsuit, but the county commissioners are voting to take out loans to fund the count to fund Shelby County. And so, where's the real accountability is the question. And we just believe in that if the state is going to appoint this board, we want to hold them accountable just like the school board, but we think someone needs to be holding the school board accountable.
There has been, as a lot of conversation about all of this, even going back to Dr. Fagans when she was on the school board, and of course they removed her from the superintendency in terms of all of that. And it just seems as if the leadership aspect of things the last few years with the school board. A lot of people are talking about that. Is really no consistency, no continuity in terms of all of this. And then things are being dropped. Now, if you talk to some of the school board members, they're saying, you know what, we're working hard, we're doing this, we're doing that. The audit that the state did revealed some financial discrepancies in fraud and waste and abuse and things like that. In terms of all of that, the school board, the elected school board, admits that there have been some things that have fallen through the cracks, and that they are trying to remedy them. Do you think we would be in this situation in terms of corrective action had not been for that audit that the state put? But what was your take on the audit?
Well, I honestly think that the conversations started to happen about the school board way before the audit, but I just think the audit was just fuel to the fire. When you really think about things that happened, I think maybe even firing Dr. Fagan was going against the community's will. And so the audit was just additional things that added the energy to the community to want to see something different, but it wasn't the beginning of the conversation.
Well, that's interesting because I think a lot of folks nowadays are really feeling that way. There seems to be a tide in this community now that there is an oversight committee that has been selected and and put in place, but not on duty yet. That people are very curious now about what are they going to do. So, in terms of all of this, you have seen the current elected school board, and you have formed your thoughts and your opinions about what they have done to this point. What are you expecting? You said to drop the lawsuit, and Brent, he's coming to that. And drop the lawsuit, and let's move forward with educating our young people. So, what are you expecting, Dr. Jones, if this board is actually impaneled?
So what I'm expecting is better outcomes for our kids. And I think exactly what I said from the beginning, we don't look at the oversight board as any different than the school board. If the oversight board, which is eight people that's directly from our community, from Memphis, Tennessee, that walk amongst us every day, aren't doing right by our kids, then we will organize and take the same action that we're taking today against Memphis City Schools board, and as well as the Shelby County Commissioners, organizing people to like take action and take back our schools. So we don't really see any difference in accountability when it comes to the state oversight board or the school boards. We just want something different.
According to their charter, the appointed board, they have 4 years in which to make some substantial changes in terms of the direction of the district. In your honest assessment, if you had to pick one thing, maybe two things that are going on within the district, the school district now in terms of learning. We've heard about reading. Reading is a big deal, and that our kids aren't reading at third grade level. We're deficient in various areas of all of this. If somebody asked you from that board, what is the biggest need in terms of our young people's, in terms of their academic development, what would you say?
I would definitely say we need to focus more on ESL, ELL learners. Are they are being left behind? I don't even think schools are even in compliance to serve some of those families. So when you look at those families, I think it's a strong disadvantage when it comes to especially brown students. And then I also would speak up for students like my son who has autism that's nonverbal, who we really don't have a pathway to be able to support those students at all. And so outside of the math and reading proficiency low scores, I think it's other things that compliance should be questioned around as well.
One final question for you. What do you expect from the community? What should the community, we know what they expect. We're kind of in an unknown territory in all of this here. But what should the community expect from our educational leaders as we are literally a week away from starting a brand new school year with a lot of different dynamics involved? What do you tell folks, Dr. Jones? What do you say to people? Look, these are our children. This is our campaign. This is what we expect. What do you expect?
I really expect, and I think what people hope is for elected leaders to work together collectively, which means I think the first step is maybe withdrawing the lawsuit, and then that way we can start to understand what does it mean like to work together collectively. And so currently we have a petition that's online, and we'll be attending school board meetings as well as county commissioners. And so the hope is just to see us work together collectively, because the only way that we can solve these problems is we work together. So it's just not about an oversight board, or it's not about a school board. It's about Memphis, Tennessee, or Shelby County as a whole.
Dr. Henry Jones, ladies and gentlemen, he is the head of an organization called Together for Students. You know what? He's like, time out for the lawsuits, time out for the bickering and the back and forth, whatever needs to happen in order to take our children to the next level so they can be as productive, the next group of productive leaders in our community is what we need. Dr. Jones, great to have you on the show tonight. Really appreciate you. And we'll be keeping up with you and watching like everybody else is and waiting to see what happens. But I appreciate your time, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, and y'all have a wonderful night.
Thank you. You too, my friend. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Look, it is time to reshift our focus now, and we need to get back into the classroom because we're about to do that now. And parents, you have a responsibility too. I know our kids have been out, they've been enjoying summer, but it's time to refocus now. We got a lot of issues that are on the plate, and there are a lot of things that are coming up. You need to be involved in all of this, and you need to be active in it as well, because these are your children. This is the next generation, and we need to play a big role in it. Thanks so much to Dr. Henry Jones for coming on the show. Let's take another break, final break, and when we come back, we're going to shift gears, and we're going to talk about, entertainment and books and movies and Grammys and a lot of with my next guest. Stay with me. Don't go away. We're not done yet. This is Real Talk Memphis. I'm Chip. We'll be right back.
Now back to more Real Talk with Chip Washington.
And welcome back to Real Talk Memphis on this Monday evening. Chip with you. And, Memphis is known for a lot of things. It's a very creative city. It's a very artsy city. There's a lot of creativity that happens around here. And my next guest is a classic example of that. He is an author, writer. He is a filmmaker. He has won, not two, but 3 Grammy Awards. He's also won an Emmy Award. He has written 6 books, and he has done 8 featured documentaries. And if that wasn't enough, he's got a brand new project that is out. And a lot of you know him if you listen to this radio station. Robert Gordon is joining me in studio. He's sitting right across from me here. And, of course, many of you probably listen to him on Tuesday afternoons at what time, 4?
3 to 4, and I don't think many listen.
Don't even try it. Don't even try
But that's okay.
Well, Robert is sitting here, and it's good to see you, man. How you
Yeah,
doing?
I'm thrilled to be down here. I'm thrilled to be sitting on the other side of the microphone from you. I always love your program on Monday nights, and
Thank you, man.
I'm thrilled to be here.
I appreciate that. So listen, this new project that you have, Newport and the Great Folk Dream, and I have read several reviews on it, just mind-blowing about all of this, and we'll get into all of that. Now, this past week, you had a
Advanced
screening here at Crosstown.
That's right.
It was packed.
It was sold out.
The place was packed. And by the way, Lulu, who is on this show as a producer, not here tonight, but she sent me a note. She said, we saw that movie, and I guess she talked to you at that night. And she said it was absolutely amazing. This is a 17-year-old student.
I can't tell you how good it makes me feel to reach, teens.
She
like
thought
that.
it was amazing.
Yeah,
she
great.
thought it was amazing.
Great. Well, she got good taste. What can I tell you, man?
Well, there you go, baby. That's it. That's why she works on this show too.
Yeah.
It's just good taste. But listen, seriously, congratulations on all of this. You have shown this now all over the world, and you have just been getting. Are you overwhelmed by the attention that it is getting and the notoriety that it is getting, and the attention that people are paying to it?
I wouldn't say overwhelmed. I mean, I love it. And I love that, it's progressing too. I believe we're going to have a wide public release, theatrical and streaming in 2027. So that makes me feel that makes me feel good,
That's a big
because
deal.
that's what we've been aiming for.
That's a big deal.
And so getting all these accolades, we were invited to have our world premiere at the Venice Biennale, the Venice Film Festival.
Oh, wow.
Last September. So from then, basically that opened up the door. Everybody just said, if you premiered there, we want you. And so it's been a blast. And it's made here in Memphis. I'm born and raised here, and I worked with the team that's been here, that's from here.
Yeah.
And, cut it in Midtown in a second bedroom, at someone's house. It wasn't like we were in a $1 million suite. And, I think it's going to be very well and widely received.
When you started to put this together, and the process that goes into all of that, was there a point in all of that, Robert, when you said to yourself, "Man, this is a big deal here"?
Well,
What
I
was
knew
your
from the
thought
start.
about it? Yeah.
I mean, so what? A friend of mine who owns a film archive in New York. It's called Historic Films. I started licensing footage from him about 25 years ago when I was making a Muddy Waters documentary.
Okay.
So Joe and I got friendly over the years, and then he bought this archive of 80 hours of film footage from the Newport Folk Festivals, 1963 to 1966, and he called me up and said, "Let's make a movie." And I was like, "Oh, heck yeah." I did ask him because this footage was shot for another film,
Okay.
a 1967 film called Festival. But it's a 90-minute film.
Okay.
So there was 78 and a half hours for me to work with, you know.
Wow. Oh, wow.
And so, but I said to Joe, well, didn't Murray, the guy who shot it originally, didn't he use the best stuff? And Joe came back emphatically no. And man, I mean, this screening we had, we're still buzzing about it. It's been almost a week, and we all still we were so well received. Thank you, Memphis. We just loved it.
Well, you said you're born and raised here in Memphis. Memphis knows you; they love you, and obviously that is a symbol. Now, that back to that film festival, the Venice Film Festival you talked about, when it debuted there, were you when it was over, and the response and the reaction to it from so many people? Did that? I mean, that's a big deal.
Here's the even better part.
Okay.
Is that we didn't have to wait for when it was over for the screening.
They
like
started-
about 15 minutes in, they applauded.
Is that right?
The audience was like, "This is amazing," and began to applaud during the movie. So, and that was our first honest to God public performance. We'd only shown it to friends before.
Yeah.
So we were, 15 minutes in, we were like, "Oh my God, they love it." It just made us feel great, and we relaxed for the whole rest of the show, and we got an extended standing ovation. It was great. We're still buzzing from that.
It has been said that in terms of the creative aspect of the world, you're never big until at home. I don't know, you're probably the exclusion to all of this, but
No,
you're never
man.
really big at home until you're big elsewhere. And when folks elsewhere start to go, man, you got something big going on here in Memphis with this guy and this film. And so when you came home and you had this screening last week and these people just went gaga nuts over it, there's something rewarding about that, isn't it? You're home board. This is your
Oh
city.
man, no, we've had a lot of great screenings, Venice included, but playing it to the hometown crowd, filled with both our peer filmmakers. We called off about 25 names of local people who worked on it at different points in time.
Yeah.
And, half of them were there, and friends and family and people we didn't know and people we see on the street and say hi to. And,
big.
it was, I'm telling you, we are really, so let me give a shout out to my local partners on it. Laura Jean Hawkins, she was the editor and a producer, and Kim Lloyd, who was a co-producer on the movie. Both of them were on the stage with me at Crosstown, and we're still texting about it this morning.
Man, that's a big. So
home,
this is
doing it at home. I wasn't nervous because this movie's played so well so many times. I was confident, but
new.
other ones were like other people on that stage were very concerned about playing in front of the hometown crowd,
Is that
which
right?
I appreciate, you know.
Yeah.
But they blew us away. Part of it was, there's like some great performances, some political notions float through, and because it's all about the 1960s and civil rights, and people cheered that stuff. That it was really interactive and great.
You said, I think I read this somewhere, that this movie was sort of the beginning of the beginning of the civil rights movement?
Well, I don't know about, I mean, for me here in Memphis,
Right.
you know, I was 7 when Dr. King was killed. So, you know, I was, when I knew about the civil rights movement long before making this film.
Yeah.
But I think that this film is a place where the popular notion of where pop culture and the civil rights movement interacted.
Right.
Yeah. They had a big, here's where they had their big meeting, and it grew from here. I mean, SNCC, the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, they're there all 4 of these years. Stokely Carmichael's in the audience during the last. James Foreman is interviewed by by Murray Lerner, by the original filmmaker. There was just great material to work with.
This is a historical piece, obviously. This Newport Festival, as you
But I
said.
like it to have a contemporary resonance.
Was that your aim?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Even though it's
Always.
historical.
Everything I
context
do.
in there, right? Yeah, absolutely. That.
You know?
You're big on this city, and you're big on history, the history of it, and everything else. And I don't know how many folks know. I mean, again, you won 3 Grammys. You've done musical documentaries and a lot of other things. Has that always been your thing?
Yeah, man.
That's
Pretty
it?
much. I mean, I think it was 1977. The Rolling Stones played outdoors at the Liberty Bowl Stadium, and most people went home talking about the Rolling Stones, but they had brought Furry Lewis up on stage, a local solo acoustic blues guitarist from the 1920s, and I went home going, "Whoa, Furry Lewis, what was that?" And then I wound up meeting him, and I started hanging out at his house, and that was and that was in my teens. So from there to now, it's just been mostly a big grin, like, oh my God, I can't believe I get to do this.
What do you want the takeaway to be for people when they see this movie, when it goes wide? What do you want that takeaway to be?
I think about the fellowship that is America, the cross-cultural, cross-racial, cross-national, as someone says in the movie, America is a nation of immigrants, and it is that fabric, that quilt or collage, mosaic, that is made of all these different kinds of people, that I think, is what I want people, because the great thing about this film is you come in going, oh yeah, folk movement, I know what that is, or I got an idea what that is, and you leave going, oh my God, I can't believe the range of things I saw and how ecstatic they made me feel, because these are a bunch of ecstatic performances. A couple gospel groups in there, Gospel Hummingbirds, Reverend Claude Jeter and the Swan Silvertones. I mean, it's just Sun House does some incredibly powerful.
It's a
blues.
quilt. It's a quilt. It's a quilt. That's really what it
and
sounds
it's joyous.
like. It really is. And not only are you entertaining people, Robert, but you're educating people.
I'm reminding them that
this is a history lesson.
Yeah, man, I don't like to think of it as
I know,
history
but
lesson.
that's what it is. It's a history, you're teaching folks who never knew and didn't understand about something that was very real during that time.
Yeah. Yes, and in a way that does not feel like a history lesson.
Yeah.
Because it's, these, like I said, these performances are like one ecstatic moment after another.
This
Newport and the Great Folk Dream. It'll get wide distribution in 27.
Yeah, so we don't know when in 27, right? Well, we'll have you back on the show if we can get you by that time. When that thing happens, I'm putting in my dib now.
Yeah, totally, man.
We're radio homeboys now.
Come
so
on, man.
This,
I am thrilled to be on your show. It's so cool. We get those surveys as disc jockeys on the station. What do you listen to? I'm like, Chips Washington, man.
Man, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
God bless you. I appreciate that. And this is really
because that's community. Again, it's part of what makes community radio community.
Well, yeah, it does, and I'm happy to be a part of all of this. And the reason, he and I talked before he agreed to come on the show. He said, well, the movie doesn't go wide until 2027. I said, but they're talking about it now, and so we want to talk about it now and get everybody primed and ready to go for this.
Okay.
I mean, this could be. I mean, could you see an Academy Award nomination in your future behind this?
Man, I have no control over that, but from your mouth to the Academy's ears.
Yeah, put it out there. Put it in the atmosphere.
Put it out there.
Man.
Put it out there.
This is really.
It plays well. It really affects, like you said, the 17-year-old was.
That's what I was going to
moved.
say.
My daughters are in their 20s and their late 20s. Their friends are moved by it.
Yeah.
My peers.
That's a whole new, but that's the part that would blow my mind. That somebody that young would go, Dad or whoever. This is big time. This is big time stuff.
I had a goal of, one example would be there was I would see periodically, I'd see a documentary as a kid in theaters or whatever, and it would open up new worlds to me. There was a Chet Baker documentary about the jazz trumpet player, and it was just amazing, and it really opened up that world to me. And, I wanted to be a film that someone might read enough about to go, all right, I'll go for, an hour and a half in the air conditioning and see what this is about, and then leave just amazed.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you have done that, my friend. It really, really does. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, Robert Gordon, you all know him. He's a homeboy. He's Memphis grown, man. Memphis owned, Memphis grown. And this project we can look forward to in a few months, Newport and the Great Folk Dream, directed, written, produced, and whatever else goes into making movies by our good friend Robert Gordon.
And I want to give a shout out to
shout out, baby. Go ahead.
Indie Memphis. We did the program as a benefit for them and their film festival. Just coming back. Took a year off last year. Coming back this year, early November downtown. It'll be, and I think it's going to be a great lineup. And I was thrilled to get to help them. We all were thrilled to get to help them in their coming program.
I'm very honored to have you come on.
Man, thank you for having me on.
Good to have you, baby boy.
Yeah.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, that's how you wrap up a show. And with this, and I know everybody in town is going to go see this when it comes out, and I'll be among those folks as well. It's top of the hour, and don't go away. Bryn, my board producer, is here, and he's got a little show called Event Horizon. Bryn, what can we expect musically from you this evening?
Hey, I'm just gonna be playing some electronic stuff, a little bit of hip hop, maybe a few punk and metal, guitar tracks in the middle as well. A little bit of everything there on Event Horizon, every Monday between 7 and 8.
That's it, baby. That's it. Bryn Butler, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go away. But as Bryn plays us out, let me tell you something. This has been a great show, and I have really enjoyed it. And I always thank you all for tuning us in, giving us an opportunity to be with you each and every Monday evening from 6 to 7 p.m. Central Time. And, we're a podcast. So when this thing posts in another couple of days, you'll be able to see it hear it wherever you get your podcast. And, man, I'm hyped. Robert got me hyped up. I'm hyped, man. I'm just hyped up now about this whole project here. It's really, this is what Memphis is all about. Right here at this radio station. It truly, truly is. But thank you all for being a part of what we do. If you like what we do each and every week, go out and tell somebody, man. Let people know. Real Talk Memphis. Check it out Monday evenings. So I want to say thank you to all of you. Thank you to my guests. Thank you to all of you who take the time to listen to our broadcast. Be safe out there. Watch out for yourself and watch out for others, because they may not be watching out for you. And for all of us here at Real Talk Memphis, for Lulu, for Bryn, who's coming up with Event Horizon in just a moment, and your humble host, me, thank you. And we are out. See you soon.